It's In Demand. I'm Romeo, and it's an absolute pleasure to have on the show tonight Mutya, Keisha and Siobhan. Girls, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back, I should say.
I know.
Oh, yes. Thanks.
And I've got to say, it's quite good to have a proper girl group on the show. No offence to any others, but it feels like we've got a heritage bunch of girls here on the show with us tonight, so it feels good.
Oh, thank you. We like the other girl bands, but thanks.
And after all these years, does it feel weird to be back together?
It definitely at first felt a bit strange, just because, I mean, for us for different reasons. I mean, I just came out of a band, so to be back in the band was sort of surreal, especially as adults, because I would step back and look at Siobhan and Mutya interacting as adults together. So it went from me looking at them in school uniforms eating fish and chips to us sitting at a hotel having a meeting, sipping champagne,
driving ourselves around. That really freaked me out.
Driving.
When I met Keisha for dinner and she pulled up in her car, I was like, oh my god, she can drive. So weird.
I like to see that you're sophisticated now, girls, and you're sitting having glasses of champagne at your meetings. I want to come to one of your meetings.
It was a celebration.
Yeah, that was a celebration.
So it was together that you all got into the studio last year, wasn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So did you sit and have a good catch up? Was that the first thing you had to do?
Yeah, we originally met like in 2010 and kind of spoke about it, but we just felt like it wasn't the right time, and we definitely didn't want it to feel like a gimmick or, something that wasn't authentic just because, I was now available, so to speak. But we met back in 2011 and we said, you know what, let's hang out a bit, see how we get along. Let's go in the studio, record some tracks. And we did, and we found the blend was still there. And, we started getting a lot of interest, and the fans just really kind of spurred it all on. And we'd walk down the street and just random people would come up to us and individually and say, you got to get back together. So that sort of helped us with
in the end,
our
we
decision.
were like, all right,
yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it.
And that must have been quite a daunting thing as well, when you're getting back together, and you I'm guessing may have been a bit unsure about the reaction from fans, because I guess you might have thought, are they loyal to another group, or are they going to stick with us?
I don't know. They were pretty much all over the blogs telling us to get back together. And how
before we even decided to, they were actually making the decision very easy for us because we felt the love.
And looking at the time apart, a lot's changed. You mentioned social media, the internet. That's a big part of music now. Do you feel like you're trying to get to grips with that again, or learn something new in that respect?
No, we use the internet like outside of the band. Like we use it.
Prove that we're savvy with the computers.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I definitely do. I follow, what Beyonce's doing. I'm always on the blogs and stuff like that. But I guess for us, like, to actually experience that in this lineup, it has been very different.
I love that you can react with the fans and get that immediate response back. And I wouldn't have had that when I had my solo stuff out. That is just completely all new. So it is amazing that you get that instant reaction.
Now, to test if you are proper tech savvy, can you order your full weekly shop from an app? Can you do that yet?
I do.
Yeah. Well, listen, stick with us, girls, and we'll chat a little bit more next on In Demand.
I've been waiting. Tell me that you want me.
We feel like it wasn't rushed. We think that everything the fans have heard so far, they've had a really positive reaction to. So we think we did the right thing with taking our time and
of course,
really,
making sure it was the best work we could do.
So go back to a year and a half ago. You're thinking, right, let's get together in the studio, let's make music. Did you have to kind of, I don't know, look at see who else was out there, or did you just go for it?
But it is difficult. We wouldn't have made this decision based on what was going on. We didn't do surveys and anything like that. It was literally just
we're not tech savvy enough.
We're not.
Did you do an online survey? That's how to really test.
We just literally were like, let's go in the studio, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I think it's always worked for us when we haven't orchestrated anything. And I think that the moment that happens, and as you can see from the history of what has happened with, the history of Sugababes, at the moment it does feel a little bit orchestrated. It just doesn't have the same authentic feel. So for us, we just wing it.
Yeah.
Winging it the best way. Fly by the seat of your pants. That's what we like.
Exactly.
Well, the 16th of September for Flatline. Was this track written at the start of you girls coming back together? Whereabouts did you write this song?
At the end.
Flatline was the last song on that we wrote. I kind of always feel like the last song on your album is the first single.
Yeah, that's how it's always been.
Yeah, you keep going until you've got that. It was the last piece of the puzzle.
Well, it's a brilliant single, girls. Can't wait to play it on In Demand right now.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Girls, let's get your track on In Demand. Introduce it right now.
I'm Mutya.
I'm Keisha.
And I'm Siobhan, and this is our new single, Flatline.